to Vandy. I know a lot of the mock drafts had Jack Leiter going to 4 to the Red Sox, but no, they go high school shortstop. So the first high school position player goes to the Red Sox. First high school pitcher goes to Detroit. Jackson Jobe is signed with Ole Miss, but you got to figure he's going to find a way to get signed and be part of the Detroit Tiger organization. All right, let's bring in our general manager, our world champion. There he is on the scene, Jim Bowden. Henry Davis goes #1 overall. What's your reaction? Were you surprised? Did you like the pick? Did you expect it? I say Henry Davis. You say what?
Well, I mean, look, Henry Davis was the best catcher in this draft, no question about it. I met with him right after he was selected by the Pirates, had a long conversation with him, strong handshake, looked me in the eye. Look, the makeup, the character, the leadership skills are all there. This guy's going to hit. He's got 20-25 power. He's a good defender. He's got a lot of work to do in terms of blocking and framing, but I think that'll come in time. But he has a great release point behind the plate, and he's got the raw tools. So I like the pick. But if I was Pittsburgh, I probably would have taken Jack Leiter with the first pick, and I'll tell you why. Jack Leiter was the best pitcher in this draft. He checks all the boxes, right? Makeup, intelligence. He's got a 4-pitch mix. He knows how to pitch, very little risk. And if you're the Pittsburgh Pirates, you're never going to go on the free agent market and be able to afford to outbid the New York Yankees or the Boston Red Sox or the Phillies, right? And you're never going to want to trade your entire farm system to get this kind of pitcher. So the only way you get it is to draft it. So if I were them, I would have taken Leiter here. That being said, look, I said before the draft, and I'll say it now. When you look at the first 7 players in the draft, there's not much differential in overall talent, and any one of those 7 guys may, at the end of the day, EK, end up being the best player in this draft. I love what the Red Sox were able to do. I was surprised that Marcelo dropped to them at their pick. I was happy for the Mets. I didn't think Rocker would fall to them. That was a great pick. And I think maybe the best pick of all was Jordan Lawler, who went to the Arizona Diamondbacks. I didn't expect him to drop that far. A lot of talented shortstops in the first round. A lot of teams went that way. But the Pittsburgh Pirates, they got their future leader and future face of the franchise with their pick.
All right, well, they did it this year, the draft, basically at the All-Star break, which sort of, in fact, starts on Sunday because all the games go early and that's it, and then we go and move along. So let's look at the second half of the season. Who's the team that you expect to have a much better second half, to make a push in the second half, to sort of make a splash in the second half?
I think the Toronto Blue Jays are going to make that splash. They didn't get much production from George Springer, who they signed in the offseason, and this is one of the most prolific lineups in the league. When you look at the best lineups in the league, it's Houston, it's the Blue Jays, it's the White Sox, and the Blue Jays lineup from top to bottom, there's really no breather for opposing pitchers, and I think you'll see them score a lot of runs in the second half, and I think the pitching will be a lot better. Their bullpen, they had injuries from day one. They lost 5 key guys in the bullpen in the first half. They're starting to get healthy in the back end. And Mark Shapiro, the GM, president of the Blue Jays, who makes the final call, he, along with his GM, Ross Atkins, I think you're going to see him aggressive at the trade deadline. They've already stepped up and made a couple of trades. They pick up Anders Simber in that deal with the Marlins. So they're working at improving the pitching. And I think rookie Alek Manoah is going to be a guy to keep your eye on in the second half. I think he'll dominate. But watch for the Blue Jays to have a much better second half than we saw in the first half, EK.
Now, sometimes a team is better in the first half than we anticipated, and we go, maybe they're just a better team than we thought. And then other times you go, I think they just overachieved in the first half, and they're coming back to the pack or back to what I expect them to be. Who's a team that you think really outperformed who they are in the first half and may come back to the pack?
Well, I think the biggest surprise to me has been the San Francisco Giants, and I think they're a great story for baseball because they don't have the most talented players, but they have a great team and a great culture, and they have an above-average player in every position, and they have built an incredible atmosphere, and that team has really overachieved. But do I think they're going to be able to win that division with the Padres and the Dodgers? Yeah, I don't, EK. I think they're going to come back to the pack to an extent. Now, I'm not saying they won't make the playoffs as a wild card team, because I think all 3 teams in the West, the Dodgers, Padres, and Giants, are all heading to October baseball. But I don't think the Giants will be able to keep up the pace, mainly because I don't think the starting pitching will be able to do what they did in the first half in the second half. So that would be the team, I think, that takes a step back.
Before we get to the second half, we have an All-Star game. Before we have an All-Star game, we have a home run derby. Ohtani is the favorite going in. Who do you like in the home run derby?
Okay, I'm going with Ohtani. This guy isn't human. He's a superhero. I grew up watching Superman and Batman. I'm expecting when I meet Shohei Ohtani in the next couple of days, I'm expecting him to have a cap. I'm expecting a mask. What he's doing is not human. I've got Ohtani and Gallo meeting in the finals in the home run derby. Both of those guys are locked in. And one of the two of them, maybe both of them, I think are going to leave the stadium at Coors Field. It's going to be incredible to watch. Tony Beasley's going to be throwing to Gallo. That's going to help Gallo because Beasley knows how to put it where Gallo likes it. But I got to tell you, when I'm watching with Ohtani, I've never seen another human do what he's doing. It's incredible. So isn't the storyline, the headline, that Ohtani's going to win that too? Right now, he's the MVP of the American League. I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't win the Derby.
Well, betting-wise, then it would be a good wager on him because he's not 50% to win this thing, and you could cash a nice winning ticket, although he is the betting favorite. Our favorite is always our GM, Jim Bowden. Thank you very much. Appreciate the information. Great as always, bud.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.